Kamusta na mga ka-addict? This is just a tutorial on how to install the Zoom hydraulic brake on my Fido Q1S. This tutorial applies to all electric scooter. Also, you will see in this video how to cut or shorten the hydraulic brake hose depending on the length you need. Let's start. These are Zoom hydraulic brakes, a pair of front and rear HB876 Zoom hydraulic brakes constructed from aluminum alloy. Each caliper is designed with 4 pistons to achieve strong and reliable stopping power each time you squeeze the brake lever. This pair of Zoom hydraulic brakes are pre-oiled with mineral oil, making them ready to install directly out of the box. These are the brake levers. Each brake lever has built-in switch wire, designed to cut off motor power instantly when braking. In my case, I will only use this as a switch for the brake light. This is the oil hole screw. It's where you inject the mineral oil. I got some tools included in the box. This is the hose cutter. You can also use this for installing the barb into the hose. A very useful 2-in-1 tool. This tool is essential when shortening or cutting the hydraulic brake hose. These are other supporting tools for bleeding and also a bleeding syringe. This is a pair of caliper adapters and 8 pieces of Allen bolts. These are important parts when cutting or shortening the hydraulic brake hose. Plastic protective cover, hydraulic brake compression, olive, and the barb. Later, you will see in this video where to use these parts and how to install them. I started removing the rear mechanical brake. And I had to cut the brake sensor cable, also called as brake cutoff switch wire, connected to the brake lever. Later, I will connect the built-in brake sensor cable wire of the hydraulic brake lever. I also removed the stock brake caliper adapter. These are the brake caliper adapters that come with the Zoom hydraulic brake set. Since my stock rotor is 160mm in diameter, I will use the adapter labeled with R160. R meaning is rare, referring to the rotor installed on the back wheel, while the 160 stands for the disc rotor diameter, 160mm. Make sure the adapter is tight enough as this will handle significant force generated during braking. Finally, the adapter is installed. Make sure the top side is on the upper side. In my first attempt of installing the hydraulic caliper, I had problem with the hub motor. The bolts on the hub motor are hitting the brake caliper. To fix this problem, I needed to put washers on the mounting bolts in order to lift the hydraulic brake caliper just a little bit. These 2 washers are from the stock mechanical brake caliper. After adding the washers, the hub motor can now spin freely. Next is the front caliper. If you are using a dual crown fork like this one, you will need this kind of adapter. This adapter is perfect for the 160 disc rotor. This time you can install the brake caliper without using or adding washers. Like what I've said earlier, the adapter is perfect for the 160mm disc rotor. After installing the hydraulic brake caliper, fasten the hydraulic hose on the holder to keep it fixed in place and away from the tire. Both front and rear brake calipers are now installed. I started working on the hydraulic hose. I ran the hose along the upper bar of the frame all the way to the front through the dual crown fork. Then, zip tie the hydraulic hose to keep it nice and clean. This hydraulic hose is too long for this application. Therefore, I need to cut or shorten the hose according to the length I need. Before cutting the hose, measure carefully. Make sure there is enough length. Once you get the length you need, put a mark as this will be your guide and also to avoid confusions. I use a white tape as a mark. This side is where I'm going to cut the hose. This is the hose cutter tool and there is a small knob on the other side. Once you turn it counterclockwise, it reveals a tiny sharp blade. This sharp blade fits perfectly through the narrow slot. To be able to use the hose cutter tool, first unscrew the other part that has tiny needle. Then loosen the other side without removing completely. Run the hydraulic hose through the hole all the way out until the marked spot is aligned with the narrow slot. Remember that this is where I'm going to cut the hose. Once the marked spot is aligned with the narrow slot, start tightening the lower knob until it locks up the hose and avoid from moving. Once tight, take the blade and insert it through the narrow slot with force. You need to put enough force pushing the blade in order to slice through the hydraulic hose. Be careful with the blade as it will stick out on the other side. Once done, immediately remove the blade for safety purposes. Then loosen the lower knob and remove the hose cutter tool. Since the Zoom hydraulic brake HB876 is already loaded with oil, maintain to hold the hose upright until you connect to the brake lever. First, put the plastic protective cover, followed by the hydraulic brake compression, and next is the olive. Take the tool and insert again the hydraulic hose until it's little bit exposed. Then tighten the lower knob until it locks up the hose. Not super tight as this may damage the hose, but just tight enough for the hose not to move. Then screw in the other part of the tool. Take the barb and place it vertically at the hole of the hose. Screw in and align the needle with the barb. Once the needle and the barb are completely aligned with each other, forcefully screw in the tool. The needle will push the barb until it is inserted firmly into the hydraulic hose. Once done, simply loosen the knob and remove the tool. Make sure this tiny rubber gasket is present. This prevents the oil from leaking. Before connecting the hose to the brake lever, first you need to remove this tiny bolt. This is the brake lever. You need to remove the bolt. This bolt has a rubber gasket to prevent the mineral oil from leaking. After removing the bolt, do not squeeze the lever, otherwise the mineral oil will come out. Maintain to hold the brake lever opening side in upward position to secure the mineral oil. Set the olive right next to the barb and quickly insert into the brake lever. The main goal here is to avoid the mineral oil from leaking. Otherwise, you will bleed or fill the system with new mineral oil. Next, screw in the hydraulic brake compression and make sure it's tight enough. Lastly, put the protective cover. And do the same procedure with the front hydraulic brake. The easiest way to get the disc rotor in the center, loosen the brake caliper mounting bolts, then squeeze the lever tightly to clamp the pads onto the disc rotor. Squeeze tightly and hold the lever. Alternatively, I use this strap to squeeze and hold the lever. While the pads are clamped onto the disc rotor, re-tighten the brake caliper mounting bolts. And you will get a centered disc rotor. The Zoom hydraulic brake HB876 has waterproof M8 Juliet 2 pins male wire connector. This brake cutoff switch wire connector is for motor cutoff when the brake is engaged. But in my case, I will only use this for the brake light as a switch. This is a female M8 Juliet wire connector. I got this from an old electric scooter. This connector will be soldered to the wire going to the brake light. Check the link in the description. I made a tutorial video how to wire the brake light. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to support my channel by liking, commenting, and sharing all my videos. At syempre, maraming salamat. Muli kayong naligaw sa channel ko. Ride safe lang palagi mga ka-addict.